Good morning, readers. Today we are going to talk about the main idea and details. Readers use an explaining voice to find the main idea and details in an article. They read an article or a section over. They stop and mull it over or think deeply about it. They reread it in an explaining voice that emphasizes the main idea and details. They show their work after they are done using boxes and bullets. We're going to read another page of Should We Keep Animals in Zoos by Nick Christopher. Watch as I read it over and notice how my voice changes between the first and the second read. Can't go back. It may seem like a good thing that zoos release animals back into the wild, but there are often problems with this practice. Life at the zoo is very different from life in the animal's habitat. Animals don't learn hunting skills since they are fed by zookeepers. They also don't need to stay away from predators in captivity, so they don't know what to do when they're faced with a predator in the wild. Animals don't learn to fear people, and this leads them to be hit by cars and shot by hunters in the wild. So this part at the top makes me think. It says that it may seem good to release zoo animals back into the wild, but there's often problems with this practice. And I was noticing throughout the article there were several problems they said. They said that it was different from their life in their natural habitat, that they said that they didn't learn hunting skills. They need to go feed themselves. It said they didn't really come into contact with their predators at the zoo, so they wouldn't know what to do if they saw them in the wild. And I guess I would think that it would be okay that zoo animals didn't fear people, but if they are in the wild and they're faced with a hunter, they are at danger. Let me go back and reread it with my explaining voice that emphasizes the main idea and details. It may seem like a good idea that zoos release animals back into the wild, but there are often problems with this practice. Life in the zoo could be very different from life in the animal's natural habitat. Zoo animals don't learn hunting skills since they are fed by zookeepers. They also don't stay away from predators in captivity, so they don't know what to do when they are faced with a predator in the wild. Zoo animals don't learn to feel people. This can lead them to be shot by hunters in the wild or being hit by cars. Sorry, I missed that part. Did you notice that when I reread it the second time, it was easier to pick out the main idea and details in order to make my boxes and bullets? So I went ahead and I wrote them out. And I wrote, it is dangerous to release animals back into the wild. Why? They don't have hunting skills. They don't know what to do when they face predators. And they don't fear people, which can lead them to be hunted in the wild. You're going to now read Flying with a Tiger. You may read fiction book of your choice after or a nonfiction text to continue practicing. Don't forget to fill out your reading log and response. I will give you a hint that Flying with Tigers is 3 pages long, where at the end you will need to fill in your boxes and bullets after reading it, mulling it over, and then rereading it with an explaining voice. I will give you a hint that in this science fiction or science article, that the main idea is mostly in the beginning, and the 3 headings will take you on a journey with the zookeeper as they tell an anecdote or an example of what happens to animals in zoos. So, boys and girls, today you are going to read for the main idea and details. You're going to stop and mull over what you read, and then go back and reread it to emphasize the main idea and details. Record them in your boxes and bullets. Have a great day.